What is this leaf on a moon symbol I'm looking at?
Oh, that's the logo for Moonyield, the new lending utility platform that's launching soon to support Mint Stake Share.
Oh, for MSS? Wait, I thought you swore off ROI dapps. What are you?
Yo, appreciate your time and just know that I'm SK Crypto K, and today you should join my crypto club. Maybe by the end earn some dividends, so in advance I'ma thank you right now for that sub. Hey! Yo, let's go.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is SK Crypto K, and today we are going to be talking about an upcoming launch for a lending platform called Moonyield, which might be an interesting opportunity to keep your eye on. Now, before we get started, allow me to preface everything by saying that I am not a financial advisor, and these are for informational and entertainment purposes only. Whether or not you are even in the staking dapp, this is a standalone product that you can just focus all in on.
So what is a Moonyield?
So the loop here is simple, but it is a decentralized financial platform that empowers users to access liquidity, earn rewards, and maximize their holdings without selling their crypto assets. Some of the key features being having interest-free loans, providing utility to the already existing MSS token, and earning high APRs, especially at launch like most of these pools go, and it should be an interesting way to kick off 2025.
I'm not too sure about lending platforms.
Well, this one should be a little bit different because it's already forked from an existing Ethereum blockchain protocol called Liquidity. Now, this platform offered 0% interest rates by collateralizing your Ethereum coin, but for the last 3.5 years, this platform has been rock solid, passing several different audits and giving people a way to borrow against their ETH rather than sell it. So in the same fashion here, it's going to be doing such against the existing MSS token.
Hang on, why do I give a damn about MSS token? Didn't they have 2 exploits and they've been around forever?
Yes, they have been around, I think, since July, and the price has gone down. However, I feel like timing is really interesting to be looking at this right now, because even throughout those missteps and not having the proper audits, it seems like everything is in place now and fully audited, has checked all the boxes, but more interestingly, all things considered, their liquidity is quite deep. And I think a lot of that has to do with the tokenomics on whenever they collect a sell tax. But of that, 3% gets burned while the other 6% goes directly into liquidity. And they also have an interesting mechanic should the swap price, which is currently 2.5 cents, if it were to go up thanks to this new Moonyield utility up to the mint price, it would mean that more liquidity could be captured when people find it more advantageous to mint the MSS token for nearly 11 cents versus getting it on the swap price, which might be 12 cents or 13 cents if it goes that high. But if this achieves those heights, people that mint 75% of all of that BNB coming in goes directly into liquidity. But that's not what we're here to talk about. This is mainly to see what you can do in the new launch. So with this, there will actually be 3 tokens that are going to be in this new platform. The entry token being MSS. So for existing stakers, they can just claim out and put it into this new system. Or for people completely new to the system, they can just purchase liquid MSS and then create a loan against it, which you can then borrow to receive their stable coin called MUSD, which then you can stake to earn a third token called Moonshare token. So to put the loop together in this nice graphic made by a good friend of mine, you can take your liquid MSS and put it into Moonyield lending, which allows you to borrow MUSD with a minimum collateral of 130%. So in other words, if you were to come into the lending platform with $1,300 worth of MSS, you could borrow up to $1,000 of MUSD. Now, you probably wouldn't want to go that high because if the MSS price drops and you fall below 130%, you are at risk of liquidation. But there's some things we could talk about there. However, maybe just go in by borrowing half against yourself. So if you put in $1,300 total, maybe just borrow out $650 so you have a nice buffer for that MSS price.
Well, what if I want to get ROI fast and be playing with house money?
Yeah, that's a good question. So you can look at the flip side. If you started with $1,300 worth of MSS and price were to go up, that would mean that you can borrow out more collateral. So you started out with $1,300, you borrowed a conservative 650 MUSD. But you know you need to get $1,300 at some point. So you would keep your eye on the protocol. And if the price went up and your $1,300 turned to, let's say $3,000 now, okay? You now open up more room for you to borrow out more MUSD. So one of your first goals might be to at least get out $1,300 worth of MUSD total. If you get out way more, even better, right? That way you're already in house money, and if you were to get liquidated, you still have that MUSD that's earning within the protocol. Or you could just cash it out. However, but you're in house money. Keep in mind the liquidity pool for MUSD is going to be small to begin with, as they come out later on with liquidity bonding measures to deepen it over time. But that soft peg of $1 might actually go up to $2 or $3 before it sells back down. So there could be a good arbitrage opportunity to look for there. But rather than hold your tokens liquid, they do have something called the stability pool, where you can stake your MUSD token and earn that third coin I mentioned, Moonshare token.
Oh, and this is where you capture some of those high APRs, is that right?
Yes. As with most launches, there's only so many rewards to go around with the early few that are in. So you might see high APRs in the hundreds or thousands % range, which obviously will not last forever. But if you're there first, you can capitalize on that. And this platform of Moonyield launches on January 2nd, 2025. So exactly 1 week from time of this recording. Now, when you earn that Moonshare token from the stability pool, you have the option to just go ahead and sell that reward token because it has its own liquidity pool with a finite supply, or you can stake the Moonshare token to earn MUSD tokens again at a high APR. And it's at this step where you can decide what to do. The person that made this graphic is going to take 75% of that MUSD and cash it out to the bank. Then 10% of that, they're going to go buy some of the blue chips. The other 10%, they're going to go build their MSS staking in the ROI dapp because they have a goal of getting to 500,000 to 1 million tokens one day, because over there you can compound it for 2%, but you can only claim out 1% and it deducts from your locked balance, similar to Elephant Money futures. But you can take those tokens that you claimed out and then enter the loop again by either padding your loan or paying down your existing one. But if you're in a healthy range, you can just get more MUSD token to stake to get more Moonshare token to stake to get more MUSD, rinse and repeat.
Man, taking 75%? Nah, bro, that's a lot. I like to loop-de-loop and compound.
I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it's always a good idea to take some profits off the table. Some people even talk about taking 50% of the earned MUSD and either paying off their loan with some of it or just putting it all back into the stability pool to capture this part of the cycle right here. And then the other 50%, they take that to the bank. So to each their own. Now remember, because this is forked from liquidity, there are several different protections in place that should help the system overall. Their conclusion is, while no system is immune to manipulation, Moonyield employs multiple layers of protection, such as over-collateralization, stability pool backstop, recovery mode, dynamic redemptions, etc., to minimize the risk of cascading liquidations. And so if you think of things like manipulating the MSS price, I think that the Moonyield platform has a 6-hour time-weighted average, so nothing can happen in an instant. But yeah, overall, I'll leave the docs linked in the description below so you can read for yourself. But there's some interesting perks to having your MUSD in this stability pool, such as earning rewards from liquidations that do occur. So even if you put your MUSD into the stability pool to earn Moonshare token. Your stake of MUSD relative to everybody else in there will actually also earn MSS token from any liquidations that occur. So this isn't a situation where someone can go in and liquidate the under collateralized loans where they can take MSS, sell it on the chart, open up new loans for liquidation. Instead, all of that MSS just goes to the MUSD stability pool shareholders. And then it's up to each and every one of those individuals if they want to sell that MSS or go put it into their 2% dapp or pad their loan with it as well. So a number of different options. One other thing to consider is that this Moonshare token is already live and you will be able to stake it into this part of the flywheel a day before the lending actually launches. So there was a pre-sale that I was not a part of, but most of those people got it for 7.5 cents. And currently the price is sitting at about 13.3 cents. So one thing you could consider doing is grabbing some of this Moonyield share token. That way you can immediately be one of the first to stake it into this pool to capture those high APRs, as opposed to starting from the beginning of the cycle, which is getting liquid MSS, putting it here for MUSD, putting it there to earn Moonshare, and then getting into the pool. So it is one way of cutting in line if you're interested in taking that risk.
Okay, interesting. Can you tell me just a little bit more about the ROI dapp if I'm going to be taking some of my profits from this and building that?
Yeah, of course. It's pretty simple. One thing worth considering is just having a small bag started here, and then you can compound it and just see what you do. Largely when it comes to this, it's just like the run-of-the-mill ROI dapps we've seen, where this one lets you compound 2% daily, but you're only able to collect out 1%. And when you collect that out, it will drop your locked deposit by that amount as well. Now, remember, it is locked. And a lot of people don't like lockups, and a lot of these clones over the years have not done well. So consider entering this at your own risk, or just focus on the Moonyield side of it. And once you ROI over there and you have some spare profits that you maybe want to come back into here and build up, you can. But if you were to go in and there is some upside, you'll at least see that reflected in your deposits. I think overall I started with $2,000 at 2.3 cents, and the price is not much higher from then, but I was able to compound 32,000 tokens into my deposit. And with any of these, as long as you're compounding more than you claim out, you should be okay. I do have one friend that has been in MSS since August, and they bought in when the price was at 8 cents, and they basically compounded 2 days and claimed on the third day, and they did that rinse and repeat, and they have ROI'd even with the price going from 8 cents down to 2 cents. So considering that everything's audited, for me, I anticipate an ROI out of this relatively quickly. And then so long as everything with Moonyield goes well, we should be playing with house money within a couple months. If you're interested in trying it out, I'll leave a link down below. Otherwise, just focus on the documentation and catch up on what Moonyield is about. There are no referrals for Moonyield, but I find it to be an interesting look entering into 2025 amongst everything else that's going to be happening in the bull run. So anyways, folks, that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, then please smash that like button and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you vibe with me and would like to join my Telegram community, find that link in the description below. Otherwise, for now, stay safe out there, stay blessed, and make good choices with your crypto.
I'm still mad at you, SK. I can't believe you joined another staking ROI dapp Ponzi
I mean, I hear you, but the degenerate in me couldn't resist. And you can just ignore it and go into lending and see what you see.
Yeah. Either way, welcome back.
Oh, thanks, little guy.